Community colleges are often a lifeline for students who can't otherwise afford higher education. They, like many educational institutions, have had their share of struggles during this pandemic. Dr. Ann Kress is the president of Northern Virginia Community College. I should say she's the 6th president of Northern Virginia Community College. She has more than 25 years of experience in higher education. She's previously served as president of community colleges in Florida and New York. And Sarah Youssef is an American Syrian sophomore student at Northern Virginia Community College. She's a school ambassador, and she serves as the president of the Student Government Association of the Alexandria campus. It's great to have you both on. Dr. Kress, let me just start with you. I mean, let me ask the glasses half full question. In the time of COVID, as schools have scrambled to figure out what they are, how they teach, how they keep students there, how do they make the financial equation work, has anything of this time taught you how to do stuff that when we're on the other side of this pandemic, you're going to keep doing?
Sure, absolutely. Well, Northern Virginia Community College has long done remote learning. In fact, NOVA, as we call ourselves, powers the distance learning, the online learning for about 19 of Virginia's 23 community colleges. So we really had the education part down, right? The academic continuity part. One of the things we've learned through the pandemic, though, is how valuable virtual services have been for our students, whether we're talking about advising or financial aid counseling, setting up these virtual lobbies through Zoom and having students come in and have a one-stop shop to get their needs met. Setting up, we partner with Single Stop, which meets the financial needs of our students and connects them to social service benefits, and pivoting to offering those services online. All of that has been incredibly valuable for our students, and that's definitely something that we will continue post-pandemic.
That's fascinating. Sarah, I'm thrilled that you're here today because I've talked to a lot of students, and for some of them, this time is not working. They need other dimensions of, when we talk about education, it's not just reading a book, there are other dimensions of this. And for some, it really is. How has the experience at NOVA been for you?
Hi, everyone, and thanks for having me. Actually, the experience was one of the greatest experience for me. At least I don't have to take care of the time or like how I'm gonna reach my school, like commuting and transportation and things like that. The university, like my college, really took care of everything, and they made sure that we have the care and support that we needed. We shifted online within 1 week, and they made sure that the professors and everyone got some trainings and all the things that they need to keep going. Personally, the online learning was one of my greatest experiences. I can tell you a bit about how NOVA supported us during that time. First of all, like Dr. Kress used to have those panels with us. She made sure to be connected with us, so we really didn't feel that we're apart from each other. They kind of gave us those grants. They supported us financially by giving us some grants and things like that. The opportunity was the experience was just great for me.
Sarah, before I jump back to Dr. Kress, you've got an incredible roster of honors here. You're on the NOVA Presidential Scholars List twice, NOVA's Dean List twice. You're kind of a much celebrated student, but I know it was tough for you. I also know the school's very diverse. I'd love to just get a sense and kind of the track of how, when you came in with some adversity, it was able to turn it around, and now you're sitting on top of the, Queen of the Hill.
So, yeah, I would like to kind of give you some information about my background. So I am American Syrian who lived in Syria during the war and after the war. In 2017, my parents decided to move, so they give us a better life and better future. We moved to Dubai, and I got my high school from there. And when I got my high school, this was like a pause period for me. I had two options: either to go back to Syria and study under the war and all the difficult circumstances back there, or to come to the US, to the unknown, all by myself. And see how I can further complete my education. And indeed, I decided to come to the US. I lived with my grandparents who fled the country not long before me, and I'm currently living with them. When I came for the first time, I worked a bit so I can save some money and then join the college. And during my work period, I really heard a lot about NOVA, like maybe 10 times a day, because NOVA is really famous in the area. And I was like, let's see and try to be a student there. I went there and I got all the support and care a young student needed during this uncertain time of my life. I started from scratch, literally, with ESL classes. I did not know how to write essays, how to read, how to talk or do anything. And just because of the support that I received, I started to develop little by little. I started to take those academic classes and then started to engage a bit. I got like an opportunity to volunteer for 5 months. Afterward, I got a job as a student ambassador. And then I built my network and connections, and I was like, let's try to run for the president of Student Government Association. And I was really shocked that a lot of students voted for me and they chose me to be their president.
Right.
This is related to NOVA. And then like some advisors, like they kind of encouraged me to apply to scholarships and this kind of stuff. And I indeed applied, and I got an email not long time now saying that I am a semi-finalist to the Jack and Cook transfer scholarship. Finger crossed I can get to be a finalist.
Well,
so
that's
I'm trying to,
That's so a pretty incredible story. I'm sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
That's fine. So what I'm trying to amplify is that we college students need nothing but support and care. We just need opportunities, like give us opportunities and we will take care of the rest. NOVA gave me the opportunity, NOVA gave me the support, and that's why I am here. Even though I don't consider what I've done a great achievement or anything, I look forward to do more and more things. But like me, a lot of other students who just need support, whether it's financially or verbally or any type of support.
Thank you. Ann Kress, that's a pretty amazing testimonial.
Oh my gosh.
About
you can see that Sarah is very extraordinary. And, but I think some of your questions were on point. NOVA is an incredibly diverse institution. We do not have a majority student population. When we are a minority serving institution. When we looked at our students before the pandemic, we ran a survey and close to 50% of the respondents identified some basic needs and security. They needed food, they needed housing. So when the pandemic came in, as Sarah mentioned, we ran first to get some emergency aid to our students. Well before the CARES Act money came, our foundation stepped in. We loaned laptops. We turned our parking lots into Wi-Fi hotspots. Wow. We turned an entire cadre of college employees into what we called remote student support specialists to reach out to students who maybe aren't as self-actualized as Sarah, who were facing a lot of challenges. Really, somebody just sort of nudged them forward to let them know that NOVA did care about them. Sarah mentioned the Zooms. We've been doing Zooms with our student leaders, with our students, to listen to them, to hear what they needed. And I think that's made a huge difference. When you look across the country, community colleges are facing declining enrollment. That's not true at NOVA. Our enrollment is actually up.
Wow. Dr. Kress, I know you have a heart out, and I want to respect that, but at the same time, I want to give you an opportunity to ask for more money from folks. Does the federal and state government that's out there fund you at the level that you deserve and should be funded? I don't know how you're going to respond to that, but I do know that, oftentimes the role that you play, which I'm always so amazed by these stories, by Sarah's story and by what's going on, but I just wonder if there's kind of an awareness of that is transferring into resources being given to you that you need from both the federal and state level. So this is a chance to make a pitch. If you're not getting what you need, if you are, you can tell people that you're getting enough.
Well, certainly we always thank everyone for the resources that we have, and the funding through the stimulus has made a huge difference. The majority of it has gone to our students. But, if you go way back to, the 1940s, when community colleges were really created by the Truman Commission under President Truman, we were founded as democracy's colleges. We serve the students who have the greatest need, but quite frankly, we do so with the fewest resources. We are not funded at the same level as four-year institutions. Our students, as you can hear Sarah's story, they come often from very challenging backgrounds, but they are not deficit-minded. They are asset-minded. You can see the resilience. You can see the determination to really reach for that dream, that American dream that comes through community colleges. And so I think there's always an opportunity to fund our students. That's significant. And that's the message that I would love to leave, is that when you're funding community colleges, you're funding students like Sarah who are truly going to change the world.
Well, I want to thank you both, Dr. Ann Kress, president of the Northern Virginia Community College, NOVA, and Sarah Youssef. It's so impressive what you're doing. Student studying biology from a Syrian-American student from Northern Virginia Community College. Thank you both for joining us today and sharing your stories.
Thank you.